Hey Michelle, this is a walkthrough of my website, and I was going to talk about everything I learned in your class and all the capabilities of my site. Cool. So let's begin. This is the Destiny app I made, which just uses the Destiny API to pull in, their inventory and their stats and stuff. And then I wanted it for them to compare their stats against their friends, and that was actually really hard part trying to keep track of both data. But anyways, let's get into it. All right. So the first thing is you just type in, takes in their gamer tag. And this is Aaron, by the way, in our class. I don't have a new console anymore, but yeah, this is Aaron. And yep, he has a PS4. It searches. It does one API call, and then it gets the data information, and then it does another one to go grab all the stuff. And I'll show you that in a second. So yeah, one thing I learned in your class was modularizing my code, because I showed you before how I was doing it. I was just holding a bunch of global variables like this, but I'm not using those anymore. I just left them there to show you. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating a new object, and then with the new object I'm using the function in it. And that was one thing I used prototypes in JavaScript, but I never used them in Node before. Pretty much a similar thing, but yeah, this helped out with the code a lot. This was the part I was talking about, to where the first one is 2 API calls, because I have to do the first one right here, and as you can see, I get these 3 things, which is just their gamer tag, which I already had, their member ID, which is what I need to go get the information, and what system they're on, which they have like their own system ID. And after that, I do a second API call, which that gets the inventory system, as you can see right here, account, and then -true just returns everything. And I don't know if you remember in class when I was freaking out a little bit when they changed the API. Before I could just do it. Now I had to add a header, which kind of sucks, because I had it over here, and now I can't. Now I can't even look at the API like through a browser, which kind of sucks, because now I have to. Yeah, you have to have a header now. But yeah, so that was I never added headers, so I also learned that. Basic error handling. Let's see. All right, cool. So yeah, let's go back to the app. So after you enter a name, in Destiny you have 3 characters. So these are Aaron's 3 characters. He has a Warlock, a Hunter, and a Titan, which are the 3 classes you can have. And every class has, then it goes into Awakened, which is the race, Human, and Exo. So Aaron was a perfect candidate for this, because he had all 3 different classes, and he had all 3 different races. So I was able to look at all the information. So after you get to this page, you just choose what character you want to look at. Say Warlock. Go to Warlock, and that does the same API call, but this time it shows the inventory. I could show the inventory the first time, but it was too much data for one page. And there's a lot of stuff in here I didn't show, because there's a lot of stuff in the API I still haven't even got to, because it's a pretty big API. But yeah, this just brings back the basic character info and all the items in the character. I added borders around the items, whether if they were exotic or not. So see, this is a legendary, so their legendaries are purple. Exotics are orange, and commons are grays, rares are blues. And yeah, I'll show you that all the other characters work, and the colors will be different based upon the API call. And boom, different. Blues are still rare. These are all still legendary. Cool. And this is yeah. So after that, right here I'm saving all the character hashes so I can use them later. Cool. And this is the view characters. This is the part that was a pain in the ass for the view characters, because if they didn't block it in the browser, I would show you. But yeah, they have a hash value with all the stuff, and then they have the unhashed value. And I just had to do, push them into arrays and then use them. Pain in the ass. And then yep. So after that, I wanted to gamify, like you said, for the game. So I wanted to do the compare against friends, and that was a little difficult. So you do compare against friends, and then here's where I had to add async, which it doesn't work all the time, which means I think I have to add a timeout to my async, but I'll show you that in a second. So now this is Casey. I haven't met him. He's another web dev. See, it'll break. But that's because of the async. I set it up right. I don't know what's wrong with it. I was gonna message you even after I turned it in. I still want to fix it because this site is live and I still want to buy a domain name for it. So I will show you the link and then you could probably give me some hints later of why you think it was broken. So now I have both characters, and in every route I'm creating a new player. So there's a new player, player 1, and then there's a new player, player 2, and they both have their own API calls, and that's how I'm doing it right now. And I'm saving session data, their gamer tag, and their system, because like you saw in the beginning, that's all I need. So I just save those two things, and I keep doing the API call. So when it gets to this part is when I start doing 2 API calls. Before I did 2 API calls, but in one like model. Now it's like I'm doing 4 in one route, which is a little annoying. Okay, so after this, they can choose whatever ones. Let's choose a hunter and a hunter, because that makes sense. Oh yeah, it's gonna work this time. When it goes a little slow, I can tell it's actually gonna break through. Boom. Yep. So these are the 2 characters, and these are all the stats. You can tell they are different because intellect 24. Yep. These are completely 2 different characters. You can even tell by the top. He's a level 24 and he's a level 40. Yeah. And I forgot to add the header. I'm sorry about that. I'll definitely add his name back in there. And then yes, these are the different weapons for each of them. And then I added a progress bar to show like how close they are to the next level, which they were pretty close, so it's pretty hard to tell. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. There's my async at that I wanted to show you. Ooh, give me a second. Here's async. See, I thought I had it correct. But I'm confused on why it doesn't work. I saw some examples with timeouts, so I will add those and see if that works before you you look at it. So yeah, and this is just me parsing data and everything. Okay. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with all this stuff. It was really cool parsing data. But yeah, so I learned to marginalize my code a lot, and I learned how to set up sessions a lot better. I definitely enjoyed using classes. I should have been using them forever. Let's see. Okay, now let's go to the Angular section. Cool. I didn't use services because I felt more control. I felt more confident using controllers, so I just decided to make controllers for every section. That's why there's auth controller, chat controller, and I use a controller because it just helped me set it up while I was also doing the node stuff. So yeah, I also learned how to use Firebase. While I was taking your class, I made 2 other Angular apps, one for my other class and then one for the Make Affair. And I was using Angular. A little weird. I was using timeouts and snapshots. And I realized that all you have to do is make it Firebase reference like this, like I'm doing with the messages, and it'll automatically sync up. I don't know why before I was using snapshots. All I had to do was make a scope variable equal to that, and that's the Firebase object that's going to constantly refresh, and that's it. So I had a lot of fun learning about chats. Setting up the chat was pretty easy. I learned how to set up functions because like before this, I mostly do a lot back end. So if I ever do API calls or anything, I always do it in Node or PHP or Python. So I don't really mess with Angular or JavaScript too much. But it was good going back to Angular. I could see the power of it. And then the next time I set up my main stack, I'm definitely going to set up Node for only the API calls and then just use Angular to grab it. Like I said before, I built this complex thing, so I didn't want to move all this into Angular like within a week or 2, because I really wanted to learn how to modularize my Node code. That's why I wanted to learn how to do prototypes and to make everything smoother. But yeah, so it did get a little convoluted towards the end, as you can see. Like now I'm sending the gamer tag, the friend gamer tag, the character, the friend character, the hashed item for the first character, unhashed item for the second character, the friend unhashed. So I can see why I should just use Angular. It's definitely a lesson learned. yeah, I had a lot of fun learning Angular and learning Firebase. It was pretty cool. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching the video, and thanks for the class. It was really fun. Learned a lot. And yeah, I'll see you next month in Final Project.